So after the middling success of Alien vs. Predator and the god-awful Alien vs. Predator Requiem, the writers felt it was time to go back to basics with a jungle environment, a group of military experts / dangerous people, and the only difference, more than one predator and predator dogs. All of this coming from producer Robert Rodriquez, who also did Grindhouse, From Dusk Till Dawn, Spy Kids, and that weird fever dream my kids had one night after one too many glasses of milk. This movie wastes no time to get into the action, as the film starts so suddenly I might just get a case of whiplash. The premise here is an interesting one, admittedly, but I think it lacks some connectivity to the other films. Wouldn't it be cool to see Danny Glover or Arnold Schwarzenegger cameo in the film? The reason why these characters are brought to the planet in the first place is because they were dangerous characters. They are the best of the planet, and the predators are there to hunt them down. So why not just bring these people in? Would it not be possible bringing those two back as cameos or contestants even, or even as guiding points for these characters in the Predator's hunt? I don't know, I just felt there was a missed opportunity here in the casting. Despite that, the cast is average with little or no characterization other than the stuff that is told to us through exposition. And this brings me to one of my biggest gripes about the film, the exposition. There's so much damn exposition in this that I'm surprised the Predators can even see through it all. But the thing that helps this at least is how some of the situations the group comes across, like certain traps or group operations, are things that some of the characters would have done. However, that's kind of rare to see considering that, well, the film doesn't fully utilize that kind of stuff. The cinematography for this is probably the best in the series thus far. It looks beautiful in areas, and the action is well done, with moments of tension. I wouldn't say it's the best action of all time, but it is competent. The visual effects this time around are smooth for 2010, but in my opinion, I think the heat vision isn't so great. I think it is a bit too detailed for my liking, and a little bit deters me from ever liking it, something that is actually getting fixed in the new film. There are, again, new additions to the lore, such as the Predator dogs, the Predator drones, the new cultural inclusions of dishonor in the Predator species, the fact that there is a hierarchy of Predator species or different camps of Predators, the Predator hunting ground planet, the Predator base camp. That stuff is awesome to me. The thing that I don't like about this film is the script and how much repetition there is from previous films. Tons of lines being reused from previous entries. Hell, even the waterfall jump sequence is reused from the first film. It's like a 2010 version of The Force Awakens, adding new characters in a familiar environment but reuses things from previous installments. There are some other bad lines that really don't hold up too well.
You know, man, if we ever make it home, I'm gonna do so much fucking cocaine. I'm gonna rape so many fine bitches. Be like, what time is it? 5 o'clock? Damn. Time to go rape me some fine bitches.
Lawrence Fishburne in this film is the most over-the-top character I've ever seen in a franchise like this, but also the most interesting. He has some of the worst lines like,
"If I can hear you, they can too."
He apparently survived a lot of the Predators' hunt and stole weaponry from them and lives as a hermit on this planet. A bit of a crazy cookie character, but it was pretty cool. He was a little bit underutilized, however. Another problem that I have in this film is the secondary villain. Sure, it is a nice change-up from previous films, but Topher Grace and how the character operates in the film, it just all telegraphs lazy villain, as if the Predator wasn't a big enough threat for the group. The ending fight is good, but the last few minutes of the film sets up a film that was never even made in the first place. It's disappointing because it could have been great. Predator ends up being a subpar affair. While it has a ton of cool things in it, it ends up being rather disappointing in a ton of areas. The script, dialogue, and characters manage to be underwhelming, while the effects, visual and practical, action, and pace add to a positive experience. It is a tad bit better than Predator 2, but not by much. I'm going to give Predators a C-.